10 minutes that could change your porn addiction. Every day, millions of people make the same promise. This is the last time. And every day, many of them break it. Not because they're weak, not because they're lazy, but because they're fighting something they don't fully understand. Porn addiction doesn't begin with addiction. It begins with curiosity. A click, a video, a few minutes of pleasure. Nothing seems dangerous. Nothing seems different. Life goes on. But the human brain is constantly learning. Every action teaches it something. Every reward strengthens a pathway. And when a behavior delivers a powerful reward with almost no effort, the brain pays attention. That's exactly why pornography is so difficult for many people to leave behind. For most of human history, pleasure required effort. Food had to be found. Relationships had to be built. Achievements had to be earned. Today, a phone can provide endless stimulation in seconds. No waiting, no effort, no challenge, just instant reward. The brain loves efficiency. If it discovers a quick way to feel good, it remembers it. And once that pattern is repeated enough times, it becomes automatic. That's when people start noticing something strange. They don't necessarily want to watch porn, but they keep returning to it. Not because they enjoy it every time, but because the habit has become deeply connected to their daily life. Stress becomes a trigger. Boredom becomes a trigger. Loneliness becomes a trigger. Even simple routines can become triggers. The brain begins associating certain emotions and situations with a specific reward. Over time, pornography stops being something a person chooses. It becomes something they automatically turn to. And that's where many people become trapped. One of the biggest myths about porn addiction is that it's only about sexual desire. In reality, many people aren't watching because they're extremely aroused. They're watching because they're stressed, tired, anxious, or trying to avoid something difficult. The pornography becomes less about pleasure and more about escape. And that's an important difference. Because whenever a person uses something to escape reality, they never actually solve the problem. The stress remains, the loneliness remains, the frustration remains. Only now there's another problem added on top of them, the habit itself. Many people discover this when they try to quit. They assume it will be easy. After all, they're in control, or at least they think they are. Then a few days pass, maybe a week. Suddenly the urges become stronger. The mind starts negotiating. Just one last time. It won't matter. I'll quit tomorrow. And before they know it, they're back where they started. That's often the moment people realize this isn't simply a habit anymore. Something deeper is happening. The truth is that the brain doesn't like losing rewards. When a source of pleasure disappears, the brain reacts. It wants the reward back. That's why cravings exist. Not because you're weak, but because the brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The challenge is that modern pornography provides a level of stimulation that previous generations never experienced. Unlimited novelty, unlimited variety, unlimited access. The brain evolved in a completely different environment, one where rewards were limited. Now rewards are endless, and the brain struggles to adapt. Many former users describe a period where ordinary life begins feeling less exciting. A walk outside doesn't create the same excitement. Reading a book feels boring. Working toward a goal feels slow. Real life simply can't compete with instant stimulation. And that's one of the most damaging effects of addiction. It changes your relationship with effort. The brain starts expecting rewards immediately. Anything that requires patience feels less appealing. Anything that requires discipline feels harder. The result is that many people begin losing interest in activities that once brought them genuine satisfaction. Not because those activities changed, but because their brain became accustomed to higher levels of stimulation. Fortunately, the story doesn't end there. The human brain is incredibly adaptable. The same brain that learned the addiction can learn new habits. The same pathways that were strengthened can become weaker over time. But this process requires something many people avoid: discomfort. Recovery isn't comfortable. Growth isn't comfortable. Change isn't comfortable. Yet discomfort is often the price of freedom. Every person who successfully leaves an addiction behind eventually learns this lesson. They stop running from discomfort. They stop expecting motivation to save them, and they start building discipline instead, because motivation comes and goes. Some mornings you'll feel motivated, many mornings you won't. If your success depends entirely on motivation, your success will always be temporary. Discipline is different.